The Drip Sports Show, powered by NJCP Football League. High school is over, but your grind is just starting. Welcome to the National Junior College Prep Football League, elite competition, maximum exposure. Secure your spot. Register at NJCP today.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Oscar Fakahua. You might know me as the O Show. O Show's been around for about 5 years, ever since COVID. My kids came home one day and they were like, Dad, you should get on and sing to the world. And I'm like, how do we do that? And he says, get on TikTok. And I'm like, what's TikTok? And they're like, no, Dad, this is an honest to good thing. You should get on it. It'll probably be something you'll have to get used to, but it might be good. First video went about 80,000 views. The next one went over 1 million views. And I was like, what does this mean? And they're like, it means they like you, so keep singing. A couple years go by, we hit 1 million followers. And then 10 months later, we got to 2 million followers, and it's on its way to 3 million today. It's been a great thing.
That's amazing. How does that feel? Describe that feeling to know that you got millions of followers. How does that feel?
That's a great question. You grow up your life, and a lot of times we tend to sell ourselves short because we don't think that we're meant for something so big. And so we like to play little. And most of us out there, we play little until you get opportunities to actually see that you're capable of doing some amazing things in your life. And all of a sudden you start speaking louder, you're starting to be a little bit more proud, and at the same time get humbled quite often because you have to remember where you came from. It's a big deal.
So when you say play little, so how do you not play little?
You've got to get to a point where you can believe in yourself enough that there isn't anything that's going to stop you from achieving what you want. So I'm here today talking to you football players that are out there coming out of high school looking for somewhere to land. Right? I'm just trying to let you know, the NJCP is an awesome place to begin because they're looking to help young people just like you. If you've ever had a dream of playing ball and you don't have that opportunity to go on somewhere and play, this is probably a path for you to take if you're looking for something more. I will tell you, one of the things that I'm watching, that Coach Jones is doing is helping put together staff that actually care about the kids, right? And that's amazing. To me, that's a powerful thing, which allows them to actually coach and believe that they can coach at a bigger level too.
Every great place starts with the right team, and so does every great business. Eterna Indonesia gives U.S. companies world-class offshore talent in operations, marketing, and tech. Trusted by top U.S. companies since 2021. Visit eternaindonesia.com.
Oscar, you're obviously here because you have influence and you have a lot of followers who have known you in the social media world for your music and your aspirations and your positive influence on people. But what people don't realize that you're a former collegiate football player, and now that they've got the NJCPs about to start, kick off their first season. Describe your journey in football and how you maneuver through the whole football era, and then correlate that with what you're doing with music right now.
These are cool questions. I remember in high school, I played running back in high school as a 270-pound running back. Right? And, I'm sharing with you guys about thinking small about ourselves. When you don't have pads on and you're playing against your brothers and all your buddies, you run wild, like nothing can stop you. And then all of a sudden you get into a place where it's kind of a controlled environment and you think that you have to bring it down a little bit to make sure that you understand the plays and you understand what you're supposed to do. Well, as a young athlete, I got to a point where I was taming myself down to the point where I wasn't playing at the level where I could play, if that makes sense. I had coaches that would get on my back. I remember one time I'm in a game, I'm supposed to rush for a whole lot of yards in this game. And in the first half, had a total of 15 yards on 7 carries. And the coach pulls me out and he says, get out. He goes, what is this crap? And he's like, not very happy with me. We get into the locker room and he's tearing me up. He's like, coaches, they know how to get to you. And he's like getting all over me. And for some reason, I was able to get my thoughts together and get myself back into playing with my brothers, where I can just go wild. We get back in the second half and I ended the game with like 280 yards and 4 touchdowns. We win the game because I actually went violent, right? Now that's the difference between playing small and deciding how to play big. Most of us, we love to play small, and I don't know why. I don't know why we do that. But anyway, I go on a mission, I come back, I had offers to go play football, and I didn't go anywhere. I end up at a junior college called Rick's. And Rick's College brings me in there to wrestle. I wrestled for my first year, they picked me up for football. I start playing football, and all of a sudden, a whole new level of me as an athlete comes out. And it was because there were coaches there that were sitting there putting the pressure on me, telling me, stop playing small. Come out of that fear that you carry. Now, as a Polynesian player, all you Polynesian players pay attention. As a Polynesian player, we come from a family where we're taught to be submissive. When we're taught to be respectful, I mean, shut our mouth and listen and pay attention, right? That's what I want to share with you. For some reason on the football field, we can go violent. Now, some of us are still very respectful when our coaches speak to us, and we don't know how to turn it loose. We don't even know how to stand up for ourselves sometimes, right? And what I want to share with you is that when you get in here, if you believe you're supposed to be playing, play. Your coaches want you to be violent. Your coaches want you to rise and play to the best of your ability. Play big. Prepare yourself to go to big things. Now, you asked, how does it compare to what I do today as far as singing? I've always loved singing, and I've always loved working with people when they're going through struggles. So I feel like all my music connects to people's hearts and their soul as they're going through struggles. So what I'm sharing here with you is this. When I played football, the coaches connected to my heart and allowed me to believe that I can be great. I had to learn how to believe it. Unfortunately, it didn't happen until I started singing. The thing that changed was the millions of people that started following me helped me to believe that there isn't anything I can't do. So I'm just letting all you young people out there understand something. You're just getting started. You guys ain't seen nothing. You want to do great things? Follow some influential people that will influence you to do amazing things. I heard a story today about 8 young men that were just taken away and put into the legal system because of something not very smart. And one of the things that was brought up is there were 8 of them and not one of them spoke up and said, guys, it doesn't feel right. Well, guess what? Sometimes it's hard to find what feels right when what you always done is just follow. Sometimes you got to rise and not be the follower. Sometimes you got to stand up and say, no, this doesn't feel right. We got to do something different. We got to make a better decision. And maybe 2 or 3 of you wouldn't have got stuck in that stuff. And maybe all 8 of you would have been safe. So don't put yourself in a position where you're stuck in things. Rise. Become the influential person that you want to be for others. And that's what I'm doing today, Sam. So thank you for the question.
While the rest of the world is sleeping, they're already putting in the work. But financial barriers shouldn't keep them on the sidelines. That's why we started the Impact Athletic Foundation. We sponsor underprivileged youth, providing the elite athletic training and vital academic support they need to succeed on the field and in the classroom. Find out how you can help sponsor youth and your community. Visit impactathleticfoundation.com today.
We mentioned a little bit about your musical history that you're doing right now on social media and your journey in football. But what a lot of people don't realize is that you're a businessman and you venture into many businesses, but also you have a background in mental health and counseling. Can you elaborate on that a little bit and how what you do in regards to mental health can help with young athletes today?
So as a mental health professional, this is 4 words I want you to think about when you're out there going through what you're going through. When you're being a student, number 1, you're going to case things when you walk into the classroom because you're looking for a way to be able to feel comfortable about being in that classroom. Number 2, you're going to limit test. You're going to push to see what you can get away with and what it is that you should be doing to pass that class. Number 3, you'll recognize when you start to polarize and become better, or you're going towards the bad. And you need to ask yourself question, why am I polarizing backwards when I should be polarizing forward, right? The culture that you want is number 4. is to be able to move forward and do amazing things for your future. So when I'm talking about those 4 words, number 1 is case it out. Pay attention to the things that are happening around you. Number 2, test those limits. What are those limits that you want to achieve? Are you testing limits to see what you can get away with? Or are you testing limits to see how far can you stretch? Number 3, if you're testing your limits to see how far you can stretch, you'll see yourself polarized into some amazing things that will allow you to become who you're meant to be. Then all of a sudden, everything around you is number 4. The culture that happens to grow is growing because you are setting an example that allows everybody to grow. So when we're talking about mental health and we're talking about sports, I need you to understand something. Those 4 words I live by in everything I do. When I walk into a room, I case it. I'm watching. I'm paying attention. Do I make a difference when I walk into the room? Do people pay attention to me? I test the limits. I walk up, shake people's hands. How you doing? Because sometimes we get stuck in thinking people are judging us and they don't even know us. So don't flatter yourself. Nobody's judging you, right? Everybody probably wants to get to know you. Put down your guard, test the limits. Shake their hand, polarize into something that allows you to improve, and then watch your culture around you start to grow and become stronger, all because who you decide to be.
Obviously, with age come wisdom. What's something that you know now that you wish as a young athlete and a young college student that you would have learned then that you obviously know now?
Sometimes we're not strong in the way we think or in the way we believe. And one of the things that I've learned the most, there used to be ball players that would say to me, dude, the way you think about yourself is weak. And I would say, shut up, man. I'll mess you up any day. That's not what they were talking about. What they were talking about is that, when we would be running, I would always give up before we get to the end, right? And they were trying to help me to understand, finish strong. So if there's something I want you to know that's going to allow you to be great, strengthen the way you think about you. Strengthen the way you look at what it is that you're fighting for. Don't give yourself excuses. And you know what's even harder is when you have people that care enough about you to tell you, stop being weak about things that you're doing in your life. Recognize this, that if you get mad because they're trying to help you, then you're probably in the wrong. And so if there's anything I can share with you, is let that pride down when somebody's actually pushing. When they're pushing you, it means they know that you got more in you. You just don't know it because you've never had to stretch that much. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the term golden child, or a kid that everything he touches turns to gold. Do you know that kid? He might be touching gold everywhere he goes right now. But there'll be a time in his life where he will be like, man, it seems like everything I touch is nothing's happening. Everything is crap. My life sucks. I'm horrible. You know what happens to that guy? He loses all belief in himself. And the reason why is because nobody ever had to push him. So I live by this thing and I've taught it to my children. You can live your life with easy, hard, or you can live your life with hard and then easy. What you're looking for is don't be afraid of hard. Things become easier when you go through things that are hard. Good luck, everybody. Let's have a good one. It's going to be an amazing year. I look forward to working with all of you. This is the O Show signing off. Peace.
The Drip Sports Show, powered by NJCP Football League.